Gerber diesel multiplier. Of all the multipliers on planet Earth, why this one? Or perhaps, more appropriately, why not this one?
I can't stand intros.
Greetings everyone, I hope you're having a super fantastic day wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel and welcome if it's your first time here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the Gerber diesel multi-tool or multiplier. I'm going to show you the tool set. Before I get going too far, why multi-tools? This is the one that started it for me back in the early 90s, the MP500, or otherwise known as Mr. Pinchy. I'll put a link to that video right here. Bit of a story time on why I even got interested in multi-tools. Okay, so why this one? It was half price on Amazon. It was used, but it's not used. It's brand new. So I couldn't say no. I had to add it to the collection, even though I knew going in the tool set would be kind of so-so. But anyway, here it is. Let's do some quick size comparisons. This is the Super Tool 300. You can see at the bottom, nice match, a little bit longer in the tip here on the diesel. The Super Tool is a little bit wider and the weight is almost exactly the same. That's why they're here. The width is almost exactly the same too. This one is the Power Lock by SOG. Again, we can look at the bottoms here and the diesel, again, a little bit longer in that tip. The width is almost exactly the same. Weights are almost exactly the same. Might be just a tad heavier, but not a heck of a lot. And the width is almost exactly the same as well. So if you own the Power Lock or the Super Tool, this one is very close in weight. All right, let's start off with the plier heads. So one of the things I like about the Gerber is the one-handed operation. It's come in very handy. The Leatherman is also one-handed. And of course the SOG is one-handed as well. Kind of wanted to have those three out there just so you could see how they all operate. I may as well. Oh, Mr. Pinchy. Let's get you in the video. All right, so plier head. I have zero issue with the plier head. The tips are fine. When you have a little bit of pressure, this thing is rock solid. Don't have replaceable cutters, but you also don't have crimpers, which I didn't really realize that until I got them in my hand. I got a crimper on all these other tools, including the MP400 or Sport on that Gerber. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. We've got some plastic lock action going on here, but we've got that on here as well. Of course, Mr. Pinchy does not have any locks at all. So I'm going to go through the tool set here really quick. All right, so we've got the saw. A lot of steps involved here to use a saw that's in a funny spot. If you're cutting something round like a log, you could have a problem. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 moves. Okay, so after the saw, let's keep going on this side. There's your saw. After the saw, we've got a can opener. Then we've got a cap lifter or bottle opener, screwdriver. There's also a lanyard loop, which is right next, but it's really hard to dig out. There it is there. It's between the scissors and the cap lifter screwdriver, and it locks in there as well. I'll show you why it's a really weird thing. And it's not just weird here, it's also weird on the super tool. So if you can imagine some paracord on here right now, you know how thick paracord is. So if you were to open this thing, I mean, there's no room between the scissors. How would you use this if there was paracord on there? It doesn't really make any sense. And you can't really get it out of the way. You'd still have to try to slide it past the scissors. It doesn't really make sense at all. Anyway, I thought I'd just point that out. I don't know if anybody else has pointed that out or not. The scissors are fine. I like the scissors. One of the best features on here. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see these scissors on the super tool, which may happen someday in the future. The one thing I've noticed on here, I cut my nails here before I did this video. For whatever reason, this spring would pop out onto this side, which would then lock the scissors closed. If you can imagine this spring out here. And I don't know if I can show you, but you see that movement there? I mean, it would be nice if it just stayed in nice and solid. I think the only way I could fix that is to take the pivot out, take this apart, and sort of just bend this spring this way a little bit so that it's tighter against here, against this one side, because it likes to pop out on certain types of things like nail clippings. The scissors are good. I like them. Not really sure of why there'd be a hole back here. If anybody knows why there would be a hole back here, let me know. And this time when I closed them, they went in nice and good. Sometimes they would get stuck in there. Anyway, so far so good. Let's go to the other side. Let's start on the opposite side. Here we got the file. You can see let's close everything up here for you. All these different steps. You can see I've already, file worked good for my nails. Nothing worse than having a sliver sticking out there. You got two different sides. I think it works fine. The one thing I like about the file is that there's no hole. Maybe it shows up on the PowerPoint. I do not like these on a file. So that's one good thing about this. And ouch. Ooh, whoa, whoa. I got myself right in here. Yeah, that's not good. All right, so let's work our way back from the file. We're gonna make our way to the knife blade. Here is I think another screwdriver, small one. And then we've got this Phillips head, which is half. I'm not really sure about that. Next to that, we've got another flathead screwdriver. I think this is the biggest one of the lot. And finally, we end with the half serrated knife blade. I put it on the sharp maker for about 3 minutes. And I managed to get it nice and sharp. I didn't really do too much with the serrations, but I managed to get the blade pretty good. Not bad. I will say that it came pretty dull. Some of the videos that I watched already were not happy with this blade, but I'm thinking on this particular multi-tool, you would be using this to open up packaging more than anything. So I think this point would be just fine. Especially if, again, I use it on automotive. I'm working on my vehicle. I like to have this on my belt. Maybe I went to get some oil filters or something, then the boxes need to be open. This is fine. Fine. And because it's not a premium multi-tool, what do I think of this thing overall? If this was my primary only multi-tool and I was looking for one, I don't think I would pass on this one. As a collector, I like to have it in my collection, but I would pass In general, I would say if you're watching this video and you're thinking of buying the diesel because you need a multi-tool, a multiplier, you've never owned one before, maybe you're a young fella or a young gal and you're just starting in construction or something like that and you want to have something that's in your tool belt, I would probably say pass on that. Maybe the rebar or something like that might be a good first multi-tool. If you're a collector, yeah, absolutely. You probably want to have the diesel in your collection. I'll kind of set these up a little bit. There you go. It's kind of like a formation, right? They're going into formation. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like multi-tools? Do you have a collection of multi-tools? Do you have 2 multi-tools, 1 multi-tool? Do you even use multi-tools? I use them all the time when I go into the woods, especially when I'm picking up the hot firebox and it's still really, really hot and I want to get those coals out. I always have a multi-tool with me. I take out different ones all the time and find the things that I like and don't like. In the meantime, and in between time, we're going to do another video coming up very soon. Bye for now.